What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Let's move forward and see what we're about to see. Out of my way, Inquisition. Deactivate the shield. The Lord Inquisitor is expecting the rogue trader below. Of course he is. I like how we punch the things to deactivate them. We're like orcs.
Is there
we'll walk
money
around this
to
room
be
real quick
made?
just to check and see. Just a quick little glance. Let's go. The surviving soldiers bear grave wounds inflicted by gauze weapons. Even the most skilled surgeon would likely be powerless to heal them. The bulky device's machine spirit is continuously weaving a protective force field. This must be what it is holding the Xenos at bay, but looking at its unsteady flickering, one cannot help but wonder how long this barrier will last. Well, it's gone now, so I would imagine not very much longer. Into Epitaph. All right, let's save before we walk down here. Who knows what kind of fight we're about to get ourselves into. There's goods. Oh, never mind. What the heck? We've been teleported. Or made copies of? What? Reality bubbles before you and burst with an agonizing shriek. A few silhouettes now stand in your way. Three of them seem to have your face, and yet the differences are striking. Each has been marked by other accomplishments and different experiences, making you feel like the protagonist of a tale about a pair of twins separated at birth. Righteous reflection. Emperor, bestow strength upon me to smite yet another obstacle as I carry out your will. Cursed reflection. My master, changer of ways, is this of your making? No, I can feel it is not. You're not playing tricks on me, you are sending me a prey for a great sacrifice. Glorious reflection. There's some ironic lesson in what is going on. Should I be looking in a mirror a little less, or perhaps try to look at myself from the outside? Or is this a hint that I'm my own worst enemy? I shall ponder this in my memoir. Look at where your doppelgangers came from. The blatant abuse of the fabric of existence is causing the motes of reality to flare up. You see the mirage of the Koronus Expanse in their glow, altered past recognition by decisions you have made, or could have made in some other world. Who are you? Your replica smiles in understanding. I'm Gregor von Valancius, the Magnificent, and I know myself, and which I most certainly do. You are now pondering what that makes you. The answer is simple. You are a reflection from a less glorious reality, a product of the malign influence of the treasure that I seek. The doppelganger makes a sign of the Aquila and others. I am the blazing paragon of humanity, unbroken by tribulations, the first to venture into the darkness without fear, and the one who unites and brings back that which was forfeited. I am a rogue trader of the God Emperor. The last doppelganger smiles coyly. Speaking of me, I am the only version of ourselves who chose the path to true power. I serve the master, the changer of ways, and I already chanced upon my reflections in his dream, which is why I am the one without a dumbstruck expression on my face. So you are me. Truth stems from the Emperor. You are lacking it, which means you are not the true Von Valancius, but a flawed replica born out of a flawed reality. Your faith seems to be stronger than that of us all combined. I remember in whose name the sacred warrant was granted. I remember by whose hand I am ordained to exist. I believe that my faith is a bright light driving back the darkness, but your faith is cold embers, and when I look at you, I feel ashamed of myself. Did you come here to help Calcazar? The future is not known to me. The Lord Inquisitor did not give me the full details of Operation Precious Sentinel, but he mentioned its importance to the entire Imperium. I have come to lend my aid, or to stop him if his plans go against the will of the God Emperor. Where it succeeded, your doppelganger vigorously chops the air with his hand. You notice some stiffness in the movements, as well as the subtle grimaces of pain. As you look closer, you realize lurking under your rival's clothes are chains of penance with jagged hooks digging into his flesh. Such instruments of humility are only worn by the most fervent believers. Cassie covers her eyes with her hand and shakes her head sorrowfully. The heat of your hues is blinding, Lord Captain. Scarlet and gold shroud your very essence, an overabundance of radiance. But deep inside, I see a palpitating smudge of sable blue, which you have banished, which you loathe, which ruins the perfection of your image. Are you afraid of a misstep, of loneliness, of the Emperor turning away from you? Do not dare lay your accursed eye on me. The copies roared deafeningly loud. How did you even survive the cleansing of Uric 5, monster of House Arcelio? Philic and I crushed your mad followers and purged the Navigator House of corruption. Did your heretical powers enthrall my copy's weak spirit and his reality? How ignoble, how disgraceful. Where did such piety come from? It filled me on the day that Sister Argenta and I executed Theodora for heresy. I saw all her wickedness and depravity, and felt unclean stained by her blood, so I swore to redeem the name of the dynasty. And how many feats of faith have you accomplished? Not enough yet. I struck down Caligos Winterscale, a champion of Khorne in the ruins of Dargonis. I joined forces with the benevolent Incendia Chorda to purge the cult of the Final Dawn, when they incited a rebellion and used footfall to summon a greater demon named the Edge of Daybreak. The unclean spirit is now sealed within the station that I have proclaimed forsaken forever. Ulfar shifts an approving glance from your double to you, then mutters quietly into his beard, "I'll be. He is your avatar still. Changing sides would be no." After the purging of Janus, the Xenos of Cruderach, and the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest forged a profane alliance against my protectorate. But with the noble space wolves, I defeated their combined forces and banished them from the Expanse. Ulfar rumbles heartily, "Ha! Must have been a glorious hunt, but maybe it will come to pass in our world too." The wolf turns to Yulette and adds with a laugh, "Did you hear that? We massacred you, wretches." Jesus. See, looks like this version of me became a mindless zealot. Vice always masks envy as a contempt. You seem to think you are better than the rest of us, don't you? And yet, I was the only one clever enough to become the master of my own fate and not reduced to someone else's plaything or to serve a slave to dogma. Why do you seek to enter the crypt? I came to claim the treasure. Whatever it is, Theodora found it, which makes it mine. Xavier will regret trying to steal from my dynasty. The doppelganger smirks. Aw, dang it. And I became very principled and vengeful where my treasure hoard is concerned. Wonder how you acquired such an ego. The lack of pointless advice, I presume. On the day Kunrad killed Theodora, all of his officers died with her, including Mort, Ablard, Adira, Ravor, Vigdis. When I came into my inheritance, there was no one to teach me how to be a rogue trader. I handled everything myself and found out who Theodora von Valancius really was. A narcissistic, unscrupulous, self-serving bitch who lied to everyone. I admit I regretted not getting the chance to know her better. I embraced her principles and realized that literally everyone in the Koronus Expanse was out to take advantage of me. The Drudrians and the pirates, the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Casabalica, Calcazar and Eurolon, and so the puppet pulled at the strings and made its master's dance. I dare say things turned out well for me. Tisiphone, my sworn friend and most overbearing shrewd in all the Expanse. Of course you're here as well. The copy nods meaningfully at Cassia. Nice to see you in the thick of things as usual. The mentor of the former navigator of the house. The mention of the former novator of the house makes Cassia flinch. What? I think you mistake me for someone else. Indeed, in this rancid reality, you're some kind of pathetic parody of yourself. Have you achieved much without loyal allies? Indeed I have. I'm the most influential figure in the entire Expanse. Caligos was slain by the Xenos, and his successor, Evane, became my puppet. And Incendia chases pirates, not realizing it is me who is raiding her colonies. I was able to make a pact with the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest against Calcazar, forcing him to flee. I undertook a dozen expeditions into the unknown, moved the dynasty capital Footfall, named Vladyne my governor, and made Hieronymus a cardinal. Not too bad for a novice, wouldn't you say? You're a parody of what a rogue trader is supposed to be. Quite the epitome of hubris, greed, and brazenness. That is what being a rogue trader is all about. You simply lack the imagination to grasp it. So, one of my versions chose to serve the archenemy. I do not serve, I reign. You grovel, but I dominate and rise even higher. You notice that your replica is sporting an elaborate makeup. Under a layer of powder, the doppelganger's face looks strange, its skin covered in wrinkles. Somehow they remind you of closed eyelids. Deer opens her mouth and you see blackness between her teeth in place of a tongue. 100 otherworldly warp voices speak instead of her voice. The master requests a sacrifice, a living sacrifice. Toss them into the warp. Their path will be unraveled and woven into yours. Why did you come to Epitaph? My master, the changer of ways, directed me here and revealed my destiny. This is where I will cut short the life of the Corpse Emperor's champion and claim the great trophy. This is where I am fated to become one with the warp. I wonder at what point your soul was tainted by heresy. It happened on the day Kunrad Voivir wounded me. with the cursed blade. From then on, I started hearing voices. Fortunately, my companion Adira taught me how to avoid going insane, and I began to listen and to heed their wisdom. They revealed secrets to me and whispered the dark rituals. I raided the Von Valencia's crypt, made a dark offering of Theodora's skull, and enslaved her spirit. I learned all of her dirty secrets, all of her lies. I saw the full picture and realized that only the strongest survive in the Expanse, and any strength is good enough to survive. In short, you've gone from being a rogue trader to being a piece of Kraken shit. This is very interesting, but shut up. Ulfar shifts his gaze to you. I have just realized that I have not given your spiritual fortitude the credit it deserves, Avatar. Have you achieved much on your profane path? Oh, I have. My empire is no paltry protectorate. It stretches across Winterscale's domain and the world of Chorda. My brother Kunrad is regent. Together we rule many planets. I deceived Yurlan the Fool and banished him from the Expanse after subverting his cult. I taught the brazen Drukhari a lesson by sending the Ursilio navigators into Kumarog to cause the most powerful disjunction in history. On Quetzal Timur, I struck down the furious Kalagos, a rival for the favor of the Dark Gods, and used his blood to make a pact with the Edge of Daybreak, my illustrious teacher. House Ursilio would never swear allegiance to someone like you. We follow his light, and you are a twisted chaos incarnate. Now that I see the Assyrian has blessed my path, for in this reality I met a human with a powerful and radiant soul, unyielding to corruption. I remember you, little Xenos. I remember you and your kin begging for mercy as I sent you off, one after another, to the feast of the Lord of Pleasure. You're disgusting. You won't believe how little I care about what you think. The situation has just become complicated. How are we going to resolve it? We shall fight. I sense your soul's greedy interest in what is hidden in this crypt, and I will not... And I will not allow you, I'm assuming, to take possession of this blasphemous thing. But I see we are outnumbered compared to you, Doppelganger. I think it would be wise to join forces, topple you first, then resolve the conflict between those who have survived. I concur. We will finish off the one with the biggest retinue first, and then decide who is worthy of the prize. However, I already know who it's going to be. I'm going to give you a chance to settle this affair peacefully and avoid self-destruction in every sense of the word. A great deed is not accomplished by peacemaking. It is accomplished by spilling blood with a righteous hand.
I'll make an example.
Time to kill ourselves, I guess. Don't say that on YouTube. It was a joke. It was not what you think it was, YouTube. It's okay, I promise. YouTube does not like it when you speak of those kind of things. It gets upsetty. Okay, let's save. I wonder how much HP I have in this alternate reality. 2,000? 2,400? Well then. I did well for myself apparently in all these realities, but no,
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I think I'm actually gonna aim for a Adira first? Does that sound weird? I feel like she's gonna do like some AoE crap, and I don't want to be exposed to that.
That is beneath me. I am not your Xenos pet, Morgan.
A little bit. Hey,
Be
Gregor,
careful
you
not
wanna play?
to cross my gaze.
No, I insist that you go. No, anyone but me.
I'll paint your death in colors.
Yes, I have fun
If
with my
it
life.
serves
Whatever.
your cause.
Goodbye,
If I
Adira.
must,
I said goodbye,
I am
Adira.
not your Xenos pet, Monk. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Goodbye, me.
This tedium is beneath me. I
I'm not
understand
even
your
dodging.
intent.
It's just missing, and that's
No
more
weakness
frustrating.
is hidden from my sight.
I didn't realize you still had
Fortune
500 health left. I
favors
thought you were
the
like
swift.
had like 100 health left or something. My bad.
Fight. High momentum.
High momentum.
Ancestors guide me.
Flesh means
Pay
nothing.
with your blood in the name of Kael and Shakain.
What she said. At least I
I'm
can
not
see that one, I guess.
accustomed to being ordered around. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
He not moving an inch. Should have buffed everybody. Oh well.
If only that were possible.
Guess I can throw it
Isn't
down
this
now.
a job for the serfs?
Now he moves a little bit. Gregor.
I'll make it happen. Who, if not me?
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Come on, everybody.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
I'd really like you to get over here, but I guess that's not gonna happen. I could move
If
you
I
a little
may.
bit.
The best defense is a good offense.
I am a navigator,
damage.
not a servitor. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Actually, I have more health. Oh well. It's
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
okay. Imagine if you had stunned them all.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Pain is temporary. Legacy is forever.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
And fire.
Binaric override.
From the ashes, I will rise.
It's like, what's going on here? That's what's going on here. Oh, wait, really?
Activating Force Mode Sacrament.
Excuse me? One combat attack, every ally inside that area gains an extra turn. Oh, at the start. Oh, okay. I was like, what? You can go now, I guess. Goodbye, Cassia.
Observing the loss of a unit.
Your end is nigh.
Apparently everybody is prey now, oh my.
See how the wolf succeeds.
That went a little hard, don't you think, Righteous Reflection?
Wolves reign. Cubs play.
Prove our devotion.
Walk up to him, give him a little kick.
So it shall be.
Faith without deeds
Argenta
is
has such low health
worthless.
compared to the other Argenta.
I'll do it.
I shall endure everything with
I
unshakable
will not.
faith.
I mean,
That
he will
is
live
not
past your
the
last turn.
Emperor's will.
Through pain and hardship,
That
we
is for
prove
the
our
weak.
devotion.
I'll do it.
My
You,
armor
my
is
Emperor!
contempt.
Stop trying, monkey.
Can I kill you now?
If I must.
Yes, I can. And we leveled up again. Oh, fantastic. I'm gonna level up real quick, and I will be back. Alright, we've leveled up. Here it is. We took Provocation and a Strength increase on Gregor. Took Dash and Agility on Ulfar. Hunt on the Trail and Perception on Argenta. Overwhelming Stratagem and Perception on Pascal. Scourge of the Red Tide and Perception on Cassia. And Fainting Attack and Perception on Irlet. Fantastic, fantastic. I don't think we're getting 2 more levels in this, but you never know. Also, while we're here, let's
State your intention.
where are you, Argenta? There you are.
Take this and stay out of my way.
Surprised you didn't get
Injuries
hurt.
will
You
not
are
slow
hurt.
me.
It says you're not, but you are. Oh, look at that. It actually has like the uses on there now. I don't think it used to.
You better hone your skills.
I'm grateful.
There we go. Now everybody's healed up. Let's loot ourselves, shall we? Improved heavy bolter. Not as good as what we've got. Glorious reflection. Anti-vehicle revolver, neat. Auto-striking sword. Another one, nice. A melta, 2 ranged bolter. And sure, we'll take it. I mean, let's check out our new stuff and see if anybody wants to wear it. He could use the melta, but he's not going to. But he could. Argenta, do you? No, you got that power armor. That's right. You could use a melta technically. No, you can't apparently. Oh, and strength not high enough. Huh. Okay. The only other thing I could put on is this. Kind of cool. Yeah, wear that. And Gregor, here's another awesome sword for you. You got some pretty good auto-striking swords here. It's pretty good. So the reason I want to use the stubber over the bolter, yes, I understand its damage is higher. I love the rate of fire. That's why we're not using this. You know what? I'll put it here for you, and if he gets a chance, I'll switch to it and I'll use it for a round. Just for you guys that always want it. Now, save. Apparently we gotta make our way down.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Ooh. Oh, you can't use that. The 42 to 65 is better. Alright, that's fair. Tech Blight has barely affected this bridge, but is almost completely devastated by the xenostructure below. Nice.
Let us not dawdle.
Did not realize that this ended this way. This way as well. Or loot.
I always keep my options open.
The turret seems to be fighting off the enemy.
Keep your wits about you.
I might connect to the memory core. I don't know. I'm checking out this side first. The unnatural energies torment the Xenos' dead body, destroying and reconstructing it.
Always
Apparently
keep your eye on the prize.
Go back up there. I definitely want to do the top part first.
A trivial task.
One of the images stands out among the rest, likely used to be the symbol of an ancient Xenos dynasty. Connect to the memory core.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Eliminate. Turned into a black screen. Apparently did
I
eliminate.
always have a backup plan.
More goods, more cool stuff for the end game. New plasma weapon, maybe. Everywhere, single attack is plus 10% damage for each negative effect on the target. It's an upgrade for you, Pascal. It is. Well, here you go. just get all the cool stuff right at the end that
us
you don't even
not
get to play
dawdle.
with most of the time. Yeah, back.
Oh.
As soon as you touch the obelisk, ancient Xeno symbols appear in your mind, forming the words "Open the pocket repository?" Question mark. Yes. More loot. Big ol' axe that we're not gonna use. After these following, the wearer's allies gain 3% damage, and then a mind assemble circlet. Huh. Cool stuff. What happened here?
The machine guard grants me insight.
I think that's Calcazar. Lord Inquisitor, we are progressing according to plan. Our troops have already reached the target. Okay. Well, I don't know which way I want to really go. This way has
I
loot.
always keep my options open.
Never doubt me.
Got it. We got hurt a little bit there for sure, but you know, nothing that
You
a
interrupted
girl
my
here can't take
thoughts.
care of.
Take this and stay out of my way.
I owe
I
you
must-
a debt.
Thank you.
Say before we get too deep. You never know what's gonna happen now. I'm really wanting to end early. I don't know how long the game is. I don't know when
Is
it
there
ends.
money
Is
to
the
be
problem
made?
here. So like I don't want to like cut the episode and the next one be like 10 minutes long. The disruptive web of the tech flight is spreading across the script. Boom.
The Emperor favors me today.
Speak, Elantark. You better hone your skills.
I'll make sure to return the favor.
The
Take
benefit
this
of having
and stay out of my
that
way.
will produce all of these.
Your technology
just
is
easy.
limited.
At that point.
But
Why
I
are we
am
up here? I
grateful.
don't want to be up here. Nope, don't want to be
Rise
up
to
there.
the top.
Not where I want to be.
Get left in the dust.
Took out a big guy. Impressive. I mean, they have quite a few people, so maybe not that impressive. But not as many dead bodies through here as I feel like you would expect, you know? Alright. Let's go. Epitaph. Again. Epitaph, third area in Epitaph. Inquisition. People, yes, lots of them. A low hum emanates from the massive machine that combines the might of the Imperium with the tank
I
of the
always
Xenotech.
have a backup
Don't mind me
plan.
just checking out your project before we do whatever we're gonna be doing. I'm fighting the Inquisition. This is gonna be a big fight.
Let us not dawdle.
Won't be a big fight if I have to take out all the Inquisition. Alright, well. Calcazar. See, did you not heed my warnings, Greg? Your decision to come here in spite of them may have consequences, but we still have a chance to turn it to everyone's advantage, if your lordship listens to me very carefully. The line you're treading is a dangerous one, Calcazar. Stop this madness. You were the one who was attempting something mad and dangerous by acting with insolence towards me. By the Emperor, Gregor, I am in no mood to squabble with a rogue traitor, not even with your recently installed lordship. Point of the Xenostructure. Is that what you're here for? What is it? We call it a shard, and yes, as you have noted quite aptly, it is the reason I am here. The construct contains an ancient, or rather, a pre-ancient being of cosmic power. They are called the Satan. The entity is currently trying to escape, and I am here to collar it. Calcazar nods at the giant device, whose design clearly points to it having been brought into the crypt from outside. No one in this world is capable of taming the power of the true Yignar, the Star Devourers. And if you think even a small and imprisoned part of one of them is going to yield to you, you are mad, okay, mad and short-sighted. What is the Satan Shard, and what is it doing here? A specimen of an ancient predator race, devourers of pulsars who feasted on star systems. Reality itself bent to their power, but many millennia ago, an ancient Xenos race managed to defeat them, shatter them into pieces, and lock them away in prisons like the one you see before you. The Yignar are no mere predators, Monkey. They are just another sentient race. The ancient tales speak of a great war between the Yignar and the Old Ones, and in that war, the Yignar found allies to whom they promised unbound gifts. You have seen them, Elentok. Your species called them Necrons. The Yignar granted them everything they needed to fight their enemies, but their largesse came at a price. Tricked into a state that was neither life nor death, the Metal Warriors served the Star Devourers for eons until they finally rebelled and confined their masters to prisons such as this one. Do you wish to be tricked by their power too? Your unsanctioned Xenos has a point, Rogue Trader, which isn't the same as saying she's right. The Imperium will harness the creature's power and turn it against our enemies. And you think you stand a chance against such power? You mean to say that a human is not capable of such a feat? But I am not just a human. I am an instrument of the Emperor's will, one of many, and the Imperium is omnipotent. If I were to fail, another would follow in my footsteps. That is how humanity makes the impossible possible at the hands of particular people, particular circumstances. Your skepticism is unwarranted. How will taming this creature save the Imperium? Over my years of service, I've come to realize that the main problem that humanity faces in this war is the imbalance in power. Our opponents are not races or nations, but incomprehensible monsters, and it is high time we acquired one of our own. My yoke will bind this creature and make it a chained guard serving the Emperor. This is not the full extent of my vision. There are other shards similar to this one scattered across the galaxy. I plan on seeking them out and confining them all inside the yoke. Each conquered monstrosity will bolster our defenses. Still have many questions for you. Given the circumstances of our meeting, I do not see why I should hide anything. I seriously doubt you will share this information with anyone else for one reason or another. How did this thing come into your possession? Thank you to your predecessor, I arrived in the Expanse at the call of the Explorator fleet to deal with Archmage's Armanat's heresy, but I quickly came to the realization that the Koronus Expanse problems ran much deeper than tech heresy. Unprecedented piracy, running wild, blatant smuggling of Xeno artifacts, willful and impetuous rogue traders, and the growing threat of the ruinous powers. All of this in a region that Drukhari consider their domain. Frankly, I considered purging the entire Expanse. It would have been easier to burn down this whole tangle of threats and corruption. But the web of spies that I had woven presented me with much more interesting and radical solutions. When investigating Armanat's connections, I turned my eye to Theodora von Valancius, who ultimately gave me the shard. How was Theodora involved in all this? Theodora's instincts were uncanny. She spent decades hunting for a key that could open the dimensional gate, as if she knew that there was something incredible waiting for her on the other side. Her ladyship was lucky enough to discover the shard during one of her expeditions, a trophy that was too much for her to handle. Archmage's Armanat studied it on Theodora's behalf, creating weapons in exchange for access to the dangerous relic. The research was too primitive and unambitious compared to the true power contained inside the shard. I had one of my acolytes, Tanakia, send her spies to Theodora. They infiltrated the rogue trader's retinue, earned their trust, and reported to me about this magnificent object. The rest was trivial. I seized Epitaph and laid down the conditions of our further coexistence. She was wise enough to concede defeat with dignity. I commenced Operation Precious Sentinel. I left a garrison on Epitaph, took the key to the dimensional gate from Theodora, sealed the gate, and started the creation of the yoke. I kept Theodora and her heirs in my sight, just in case. Not long before her death, I assigned Heinrichs to her and ordered her to rendezvous with him on Rykat Minoris. But your lordship inherited him instead. I admit I wasn't aware of you. Theodora managed to keep her secret heir up her sleeve. So instead of eradicating Theodora's misleads, you chose to inherit them. What is a yoke? A containment device similar to this one, except better. The yoke was devised by the brightest minds of two races using the ancient wisdom of a long-gone Xenos civilization. A prison capable of not only holding the Satan Shard, but also controlling it while releasing fractions of its being. An instrument of obedience and destruction, a masterpiece whose creation required immense effort. It was made on Euphrates too. I captured Armanat's student, Ixiomantha, and she passed all of her mentor's drafts to me. And the one overseeing the process was none other than your acquaintance, the tech priest, Cubus Delphim. His fall was regrettable. It seems that the unorthodox daring things he did at my behest drove him to break his vows and sink into heresy. But the human mind could never have comprehended the shard alone, and thus I appealed the inhuman mind. I struck a deal with the Drukhari. Theft of sacraments and secrets of the Adeptus Mechanicus, registered. Inciting a devout tech priest to commit heresy, registered. Blasphemous merging of sacred technologies with forbidden ones, registered. Further transgression, registration discontinued. The drill on Pascal's Mechadendrite screeches in fury. You collaborated with the Drukhari? Alas, the operation demanded it. Through the agents of my acolytes and Melina, I contacted Archon Eumeris and made a pact. I gave her access to the technologies contained within this relic and destroyed her rivals in the Cabal. She would relay information on their raids to my spies, and I would solve the problem. In exchange, her homunculus, Tervantius, forged the yoke for me. Of course, it did not let him near the shard itself, but rather set up a laboratory for him on Ketsa Timur. It was safer that way. All the pieces were contributing to my plan, but none had enough information to comprehend the entirety of it. Why did the Drukhari want the shard? It is one of the most complicated and perfect creations of a race much older than the Drukhari. It is no mere object, but a treasure trove of technology. A wise master could uncover many secrets simply by observing it. Sound strategy. Trust me, your lordship, the threat of the alien pales in comparison to that posed by the ruinous powers. Ymyrus could plunder 1,000 worlds, but she has no Eurolon the Cruel. She was as great a danger to her own kin as she was to the Imperium. The disruption she caused among the Drukhari was only to our benefit. She intended to trigger a powerful disjunction in Kumarog, thereby destroying her rivals and elevating her own cabal in the process. Knowing full well how precious her grand plan was, I made no attempt to talk her out of it. With a little luck, we wouldn't have need to worry about Kumarog's influence. It was a dark day when you dropped from under the tail of your rotten-wombed mother, you loathsome traitor. While we were fighting to exterminate the Xenos, you were busy carousing with them. Had I known sooner, I would have ripped your pitch-black heart right out of your chest. I readily believe that. Since we are being so candid, I must note that you proved to be a much less convenient tool than I had anticipated. The new information about a pact, combined with the astro observation data collected in the star system, resolves the inconsistencies identified earlier. Unit Xavier Calcazar stands accused of stealing the astrographic records of Cognizant's fleet. I'm amazed by your analytical prowess. Yes, I needed stars to feed the shard. The cabal of the Reaving Tempest could steal them and bring them here, but it was imperative to preserve the exact energy parameter so as not to trigger the object's premature detonation. I procured the necessary information on suitable stars from the Explorator Fleet's data scriptorium. Registering a Category 1 blasphemy. Unit Xavier Calcazar is hereby sentenced to intravatable dissection and study. Upon the cessation of vital function, the unit's remains must be disposed of in disgrace. And then I take it you decided to get rid of all your Xenos allies. There was no more need for them. Seeing as the yoke was almost complete and the situation was escalating out of control, Theodora was dead, the cult of the Final Dawn had reared its head and preparing to strike. And Ymyrus had forgotten her place. She was putting forward too many elimination requests, and when I told her to curb her appetite, she retaliated. The theft of the Reichhead star was timed to occur when Master Von Calix would be on the planet. The Archon wanted to rob me of one of my agents and send a message. And then the Koronus Expanse was engulfed in flame. I had to rush the operation and declare sector-wide martial law. The Webley Gate that Ymyrus' warriors had been using was destroyed, and the facility on Ketsa Timur razed. I evacuated the half of the yoke that Tervantius had completed, but it was too late to retrieve the second half from Euphrates II. Cubus Delphim revealed to Eurolon the Cruel where he should strike, and that almost spelt the end of Operation Precious Sentinel. I appreciate your efforts in resolving this problem. In fact, you turned out to be much more useful than Theodora ever was. The denizens of the Reichhead system, Sanchiel's pride, and all the other starless worlds. You were the one who sentenced them to death by sending the Drukhari after their sons. Well noted, yes, I acted as their executioner. As regrettable as the losses were, however, to overestimate their importance to the Imperium would have been folly. Every single day, humanity pays a far more terrible price, and that must be brought to an end. Why did you call the Astartes to come to your aid? I needed a remarkably strong force to keep my Xenos allies in check. The Emperor's Angels were just the weapon I was looking for. Except, considering the sensitive nature of my operation, I couldn't very well risk requesting aid from my allies into the Death Watch, could I? And then I remembered an old debt owed to me by Space Wolves' great company, and so I decided to call in a favor. They were an asset at first. The Wolves helped me close the Dimensional Gate by overwhelming its security systems. I tasked them with hunting the Xenos condemned by Ymyrus, but eventually they started prying, and that was unacceptable. I could control Thorvald by giving him more tempting targets with the Baleful Howl Pact. They raided an outpost where my agents had been meeting with the Drukhari. The pact took prisoners, but lost the esteemed brother Ulfar. I hoped they would give their all to the search, but instead the wolves forced the system's coordinates out of the captives and came crashing down on my head. They had no gate to transport them, they used nothing but their warp engines. Thankfully, they realized their situation too late, so Tanaki managed to neutralize them. Ulfar stares coldly at him, the deadly frost of Fenris crackling in his voice as he speaks. You will pay for this, Xavier Calcazar. Know that I will have my blood vengeance. I will have your death. I see. You have come so far in pursuit of answers, Gregor. It would be too cruel to leave your curiosity unsatisfied. Seeing as the inhabitants of this place almost killed you, I gather that something went wrong with this plan of yours. Not at all. Operation Precious Sentinel is in its final stages. The increase in Xenos activity is a vexing yet trivial development in the grand scheme of things. They were supposed to guard the device, but they slept through the intrusion, and only the Satan Shard's emanations could make them stir. Theodore's research to stabilize the Shard's prison, and my project only made it worse. Whatever particles the Satan Shard's energy seep out, many curious phenomena occur. The destruction of the crypt, the warp reality. When I tame the monster, I will order it to stop disrupting the laws of the universe. And that brings us to the most interesting part of our conversation. You know my plan, so now I want to know yours. Will you admit that I am right and join me in this undeniably ambitious act, or will you try to stop me? I will be upfront with you. If it is the latter, I will be forced to remove you, but I am sure you realize that already. Listen to yourself. What you're planning is heresy. Enough, Gregor. If it were only... will only be heresy if I lose. If I prevail, it will be a triumphant feat in the name of saving humanity from the horrors of this universe, and I will not lose. I will not let you bring this plan to fruition. The Inquisitor nods calmly. There is not a shred of hatred or disappointment on his face. Farewell, then. I am glad to have made your acquaintance, Gregor. Despite everything, he glances his retinue. Eliminate the rogue trader.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
We're already
I'll
at 40
turn
minutes.
you
We're going to
into
call this episode here.
corpse
Sorry, but that's going to be for this one. See y'all in the next one. Peace.